Akim out there. Yahweh Shemiah Shad Brakatham. You know, as you know, we're the Hebrew Israelites. You know, we're teaching in a dislocated area. The Spirit led us to be here. You know, and hopefully the Spirit will have it to when we dwell here for, you know, a reasonable time or so. You know what I'm saying? So basically we here, man. This is the new spot. And basically, man, we're just gonna teach the word as always. We're gonna teach, you know, do the same thing over. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna give also double honors to the apostles, a great millstone as well, and also honors to you brothers out there that's doing the work, as well as shalom to y'all. So wow. You know, it don't really matter. Whoever got it can read it, man. It don't matter.
This is Isaiah 24, verse 1. Behold, Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, and as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken this word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away.
Yeah, so one of you brothers look up that word mourneth, because I wanted to really just deal with this precept here concerning that word right there. So it's in what are you with, brother?
Verse 4.
Verse 4. Yeah, so you got a precept on it.
Yeah, this is the book of Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord thy power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Yeah, so basically, I mean, at first, you know, based on the historical account, as you read this particular chapter, what Amos was really referring to was the people of the nation of Israel, which we are those people. Yeah. So-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? But we can also apply this precept to this kingdom here, because it is a sinful kingdom, and we're going to expound on that. All right, we do will of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shemiah Shad. So let's continue, brother.
The earth mourneth and fadeth away.
Right, so it's just the earth mourneth and fadeth away. So we're going to go into the word mourneth, and then we're going to look up the word fadeth.
Yeah, the word there, H56 in the Hebrew. One second. H56, Abad from mourneth, and it says, to bewail, lament, and mourn.
Yeah, keep going. Is this Diddy Mourner?
Mourning in a land. Mourning at a gate.
Right. So it's going to get to that point where society is literally going to hit ground zero. And when you look around the world, around 14, 15 countries strong, you have that. And then you have people protesting, you have people rioting, all at the same time in all of these different countries. So we're in that state of mourning, and we're just in the beginnings of the sorrows that Yahweh Shah spoke about in the book of Matthew 24. So that's where we at right now, but it's going to build up, and it's going to grow. It's the state of the mourning of the people that's going to intensify till it covers the whole entire earth, pursuant to, what is it, 2nd Ezra 16 and I believe it's the 39th verse. Get the Ariel, come around here. The right hand side, you're going. Yes, so that's it on that. Yeah, go and read that.
So, Jeremiah 30 and 7. So it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It's even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's going to get down to, because what's happening as well, I just caught up onto some news, and basically what Putin is really doing, or really the Russian government, what they're doing is they're looking to close the internet. So why would you want to close the internet? Why would they want to do that? Because the Russian government, they know and understand that it's pretty much something's gonna go down. We don't know how it's gonna go down. We don't know what's gonna go down, but they're preparing for some kind of emergency to go down. Yeah, so it's definitely getting serious out here. And meanwhile, you have America, you have the American military or the cops doing drills at the same time. All right? And ultimately what these nations are preparing for is that war that we've been prophesying about. And like the beginning with the apostles of Great Millstone, beginning with Tahar, you know, he talks about how we got to be the prophets. Because that's all we do. All we do is bring out the prophecies. We've been bringing this out for as long as you've seen us. This is all we do. This is all we meditate upon. So, I mean, you gotta have a group of people that has to have the truth to prophesy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I wanted to say right there.
I've got a quick precept on prophesying. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
Exactly. Very good precept, brother. And what does that mean at the end? It's going to speak, meaning the signs and the wonders that were spoken of by Yahushua would be declared, would be shown. And only the men of the Lord that the Most High is given the truth to, or has granted the truth to, they're going to see the signs and those wonders to indicate to them that we're at the end of the latter days. And we see those signs all over the place. We see micro moons happening. You see blood moons every once in a while, every month or so, damn near. And we see other signs and wonders, unusual things going on. We see chariots appearing before us. Go on, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 4, verse 12. Now when Yahushua had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed into Galilee. And leaving Nazareth, he came and dwelt in Capernaum, which is upon the sea coast, in the borders of Zebulun and Naphtali, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by Isaiah the prophet, saying, the land of Zebulun and the land of Naphtali, by the way of the sea, beyond Jordan, Galilee of the Gentiles, the people were sat in darkness, saw great light, and to them were sat in the region and shadow of death, light is sprung up.
Yeah. So as what was prophesied by Isaiah, that's the current event that occurred during that time. So we're doing the same thing, because see, the prophets, as we always explain or go into, everything's reincarnated. And as the scripture says as well, on how the prophets, the things of the prophets are subject unto the prophets. So if you was a prophet back then, a couple of thousand years ago, you're going to come back as a prophet right now. Go on, bro.
This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing right now. We're prophesying of things to come. And we haven't just came out on the streets just yesterday or a couple of months ago. We've been doing this for years. You know, some brothers been doing this for 7 years, some brothers been doing this for 8 years, some 10 years, some 15, 20, 30 plus. So we've been out here for time. You know, and this is why we know the precepts very well. Not to be braggadocious or anything, but we study and we've been in this thing for as much as I've said, the amount of time. So go on. Yeah, you got your precept though. Continue. Yeah, that's continue reading.
Yeah, Isaiah back in Isaiah 24.
Oh, you said you had a precept, didn't you?
No, I finished.
Okay, you go.
Isaiah 24 and 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away.
Yeah, so we're gonna look up another word, brother. Look up the word fadeth away. That's really the main word I want to go into.
Yeah, this is
you're going, brother.
this is for fadeth. The word is in the Hebrew Nabal, H5034, and it means to fall away, fail, foolish, wicked, disgrace, fall down, come to naught.
And you know, when you look at the moral of the people, which people never really had the morals anyway, even back in the day, even back in the 60s or prior. You know, but what this is going into is the state of the earth and the state of the people, because the people are under the influence of foolishness, the negativity that is done on this earth. It's going to lead to an event. In other words, they're going to have to pay back for what they've done. You understand what I'm saying? That's why this destruction is coming down, because if you read Isaiah 24, it talks about how the sins became heavy upon us.
It's second Ezra 15 and 11. It says, "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof."
Right, which is America. America's that Egypt that's talking about. Now, a simpleton would probably read this and think, oh, it's talking about ancient Egypt. But it's not. It's talking about America, because when was Egypt wholly destroyed? You still got people that live in Egypt right now. Those Ishmaelites live down there.
So like it says here, as before.
Right, as before. All right? Because, out of fact, read it again, brother. Read that
it says, second Ezra 15 and 11. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before."
Oh, yeah, right. As before. Smite Egypt with plagues as before. Because when you read in the book of Exodus, when Moses was on the scene, that's what was going on. Really what the Most High was doing was testing out his power and his might against the Pharaoh. And whenever the Pharaoh rejected what Moses was saying, that's when the Most High brought those plagues on him. So you're going to have plagues that's going to happen also in what we call America, which is known as Babylon the Great, according to the scriptures, right? And it's also known as, Egypt. And all these other empires of the past, culminating into one. Go on, bro.
"And will destroy it," that's lucky, "and will destroy all the land thereof."
And I will destroy all the land thereof. So this is another thing that's going to take place. And this is something that never happened in Egypt. The whole land of Egypt wasn't destroyed, but what happened was you had the plagues that occurred at the time. You know, but this particular Egypt is going to be destroyed off the face of the earth. And that's all because of what the things that the people have done. And really because the powers that be have influenced the people to commit such sin, so that the great judgment can occur. So yeah, read it.
Yeah, this is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 10. "But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise."
Yeah, because in that scripture right there shows you that when the Messiah returns, he's going to come in the midst of all of the craziness and the war that's going to take place. You know what I mean? And that's why it's according to us, it makes sense. It has to make logical and spiritual sense to understand and be aware and to accept the idea that there's going to be a nuclear war. This is why they've prepared the missiles from each and every country. Allies on the side of Russia are preparing. Allies of America have been preparing. Right? And everything's going towards prophecy. So we know when you connect those dots and you look at the news and you look at everything else and the scriptures as well, it makes all the senses in the world. You got something to say?
No.
Okay.
There's a little bit more on this.
Oh, go on, bro.
And it says, "And the elements shall melt with fervent heat."
Right, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. So all of the elements that's here on this earth is going to dissolve.
Right.
That's prophecy. You know, I mean, you can get mad at us for reading that, but I didn't write that. The prophets wrote that. All right, it's the word of God.
That's right.
And it says, so like the earth also and all the works that are therein shall be burned up.
Exactly. So every building that you see, every palace that you see, it's all going to be burnt toast. Because of what? The great sins that the people have committed. Because in the beginning of time, we were all given laws to follow by, man. And really the Most High given man the laws orally. Because going all the way back to Adam, they knew about the law. They knew about the law. Even during the time of Abraham. Abraham and them, they knew what was right and what was wrong. But people decided to go contrary to the order of things. And then that's what occurred. This is why you had Noah that came on the scene and he was prophesying about the flood. Because why? Because the people waxed great of wickedness. So there was a time where the flood occurred. And that's what you have. But this time it's going to be a floodgate of fire. This time. So continue to read that, brother.
Okay.
The second Peter is
the 2 Peter 3 from verse 11, and it says, "Then, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat.
And that's what we look towards, because in order for us to get into the kingdom, which is what this is really saying, we have to go through the catastrophic hell that's getting ready to take place. All right, the astronomical destruction that's going to take place, and then we'll get into the new world. Go on.
Nevertheless, verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise,
Right, who is the elect? According to his promise. Go on.
look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
And that's the kingdom of heaven. So that's what we look forward to. And we know it's inevitable that a kingdom is coming for us, based on what we see, the signs and the prophecies. So the prophecies are taking place as written in the scriptures. The prophecies that we see from day to day is proof that the Lord is going to establish a new world. All right, because just because this world is going where it's going towards its end, doesn't mean that it's the actual end of the planet. No, there's going to be a new system that's going to erupt in the midst of the earth. And that system, which the word system means pit, right? But our system is going to be the pit for the other nations. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, brother, what you can get? If somebody give me 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, please read that.
So this is the book of 2nd Ezra 6 and we can stop me talking.
Oh, yeah, you know what it says.
So this is 2nd Ezra 6 and 8. It says, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yeah. Go on.
So lucky, let me start on verse 7. So it says, then answered I and said, so 2nd Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth?
Yeah, go on.
And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Who's ruling right now? Esau is ruling in the end of the world. How do we prove that? All we gotta do is go. What we could do, you know, with the spirit, we just go probably over there and look at those monuments over there, those buildings, right? And what you're gonna see is these Petra-style constructs, right? So if you look at the images of Petra, beneath Jerusalem, you're gonna see those same buildings, all right? And the Greeks held on to that style of those constructs, and also the Roman Empire. So when you look around, if you're in West End, or you're in where we're at, which I'm not gonna give out the location where we're at, obviously, because this is a disclosed area, a disclosed location we're in. But I'm saying, if you where we'll be at, and when you look at these buildings, certain monuments, you're gonna see those same style Petra buildings, proving and showing. Or even if you go Marble Arch, you're gonna see a Romanized construct or building or temple. All right, that's what you're gonna see, and that was always Esau's style of his buildings. Because see, the nations, they have their own style of building their constructs, and it never changes. So if we go to Petra, look at those pictures in Petra, and we compare what we see the buildings of today, and even the Roman Empire, the Greek Empire, the only conclusion we'd have to come down to is that the Edomites are still alive and well today, and they rule it. So we're in the last, we're pretty much at the end of the world, which is Esau's rulership, and we're at the last of his rulership. Go on.
This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, and what other nation did that? What other nation covered all of the ark? The Edomites did that. Okay, they came as the Spaniards. They declared themselves as the people of the Renaissance to bring in the what? The rebirth of Rome. So they did that. They took all of the art all around Europe and pretty much iconoclasted them. They Edomized the pictures. Okay, so I want to use that word, Edomize. They Edomize the pictures.
That's right.
And that's why when you open the Bible, what do you see? All you see is these old Edomite-looking men on there. Okay, you don't see people that look like us. You see Edomites. So they fulfilled their purpose. So that's another indication to prove that. And it also says in Malachi that I think it's Malachi 1 and 4 where it says Esau is the border of wickedness. So let's read that again.
This is Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
And even just based on that precept, really that precept says like a lot. That one verse says a lot. Because being that we know, and the world knows that the world is under a wicked influence, because the people at the top are wicked. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that the elite banking family are the wicked. They know this. You know what I mean? Like, this is not information that's like hidden. It's bogus on what I'm saying. No, this is truth. Even other Edomites are realizing that they wicked, man. You understand? So it's evident, man. This is prophecy. All we going into is the prophecies. We ain't personal body out. You know, we're not trying to cause a lot of distress or anything. We just simply going into prophecies, man. Something that vocab and them cats can't do. They can't go into prophecies. All they can do is talk about how they know this scripture and that scripture, and they're theologists, which they don't even probably even spell theology. Probably don't even know what the word means. The word when you break up the word theology, the word means the word theo is God, and ology means to study of. All right. So when you really check it out, we're the real theologists, and we're the real eschatologists. We're the real deal. Go on, bro.
This is Malachi 1 and 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down.
And what proves that vocab and them dudes are off, and the whole Christian movement is off, because they say two things right now. The new thing that they're saying now is that Esau was done away with. But prior before they were saying that, and they still go by to this very day, is that God is all love. So wait a minute, if God is all love, why would he then do away with a nation of people? It's contradictory. You can't say, oh, God is all love, but then you saying Esau was done away with. You know what I'm saying? So you can't make that make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's either one or the other. It's either he's all love or he's balanced, because he got rid of one nation according to what they're saying.
They shall call them the border of wickedness.
And they shall call them the border of wickedness. So we're seeing that already. We're seeing their moves that they've made and the things that they've done in the past, and the likes. It's evident. Yeah, so we know that we know who the Edomites are. They're not the people of Japheth. They're not any other nation, man. The Edomites are here. Go on.
The scriptures tell you that when Yahushua comes back, I think it's in Isaiah 63, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom?
Exactly, yeah.
So it tells you that when Yahushua comes, he's coming to conquer the people of Edom, because they're the people of Edom would be the ones in power. You know, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with his garments dyed in blood or something like that? Him that is his traveling in the greatness of his strength, mighty to save. Okay? And so that one scripture alone, that's prophecy letting you know when Yahushua comes back the second time, the people of Edom will be in power.
Yep. At the last days.
In the last days. So when Yahushua comes back, when he makes his second return, the Edomites will be in power. So you know, the red people, Edom, red. That's how, and it makes sense because
Isaiah 34 and 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood, it is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of kidneys of rams. For the Lord hath a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in the land of Idumea.
Great slaughter in the land of Idumea. Okay? But now give me the scripture that says, he that cometh from his garments died on both.
64,
63 or something like that. 63. Isaiah 63.
And while he's getting there, I just want to speak on a couple of things. Like the brother was saying, somebody's got to be Esau, man. Somebody has to play Edom. And the people that's playing Edom right now, you walk past them, you work with them every single day. So there's no denying, man.
Let's go.
Isaiah 63. Right, this is 64, so that Alright. Isaiah chapter 63 and 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak righteous with righteousness, mighty to save.
Right, because it said he's going to come with the greatness of his strength. Now the Lord's strength, where is the Lord's strength? Give me, somebody give me Psalms 60, excuse me. Psalm 68 verse 34. 68 verse 34. Hold on. Traveling in the greatness of his strength. Alright, because what did it say in Matthew 24? He shall come with power and great glory. Or great glory and power. Okay, hold on. Let me get the scripture. 68 verse 34. Psalm 68 and 34. Go ahead, wrong. 68?
What 68 was it?
34. Yeah.
Psalm 68 and 34. Ascribe ye strength unto the Most High. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds.
Read louder.
Ascribe ye strength unto the Most High. His excellency is over Israel, and his strength is in the clouds.
His strength is in the clouds. Alright? So go back to Isaiah 63.
Isaiah 63 verse 1. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.